Welcome back to the Ur-Quan Masters. Nothing has changed since last time. I'm just going to load up the game. Actually, one thing has changed. I actually wrote find good resources planets on my captain's log, and that's the part where I kind of cheated a little bit with actually looking online and finding two planets that are relatively close to Earth and have a good amount of resources, which is the first thing that we kind of want to do. We want to find resources as quickly as possible. What the hell is that? I don't even know. So our next thing is to explore Sol, which is our area. By the way, I'm gonna lower the sound a little bit. I fixed the little bug on the right side. Yeah, I fixed it. It works now. It was something a little bit weird. So before we move forward, there was supposed to be, if you remember from last time, there was supposed to be a base on the moon that was of the battle thralls, right, from the Ur-Quan. So there was supposed to be this base, and it's not there, but it's made to look like it is there. And if we explore a little bit this system, we'll eventually find it. Instead of eventually finding it, I'm just going to go directly to the source because I know what it is. So there is not much point in going through every single planet here. I'm just not going to do that. You can actually check out most of them by just, going in and seeing if there's anything worth taking. Like, we happen to get here, so whatever, by an accident. So let's just see what this planet has. If we scan, it's Uranus, and it has absolutely nothing, but the weather is class 8, which is horrible, and there's no point in going in here, because there's nothing here. So we're not going to go in here, because there's no resources, there's no reason for us to go here. But, well, whoever was on that base, on the moon base, slowly receded until they eventually reached here. And this is the last planet. This is Pluto. So there is one mineral point there that is the best. Purple is the best, if you recall. And on top of that, there is an energy source. So let's actually go and check out that energy source. Don't mind the name. Don't mind the name. Oh, wait, what did I just do? No. Oh, God. Just load. Loading will be faster than trying to go back. Okay, so yeah. Scan. And dispatch. And it has absolutely nothing, so we should be fine. I'm gonna pick up this, which is 5 zoo crystals. And then we're gonna go and see what this is. It's an interesting looking thing. Shall we? So we lost a lot of crew, which is pretty bad. Made it from surface. We have come under fire from an alien vessel we found hiding on the surface of Pluto. Captain, they killed Kowalski, Fritz, Chin, O'Donnell, Luigi, and all 3 of the Lieberman triplets. We have returned fire, but our stunner can't penetrate the ship's hull armor. We are initiating emergency launch procedures. End of transmission. So they killed off Kowalski, Fritz, Chin, O'Donnell, Luigi, and all 3 of the Lieberman triplets. Oh no.
Attention, a big, mean, hostile alien vessel hovering overhead in an obvious attack posture. This is Spotty Captain Fwiffo. I know you are going to torture me, so let's just get this over with right now. The coordinates of my homeworld, Spatiwa, are 241.6 by 368.7, and the ultra-secret Spotty Cipher, which is known only by me and several billion other Spotty, is Happy Muffy Duffy. Sorry about that little mistake with your landing vehicle. I was so startled when it approached my vessel in a threatening manner that my automated defense systems fired on it when it got too close. I hope nobody got hurt.
So this is Fwiffo, and he just immediately gave me the coordinates of his home world and the super secret cipher. Because Spathi are just like that. They're cowardly as hell, and they're adorable. So, the first thing I could say is, attention alien vessel. This is like the best character in the entire game. Attention alien vessel, identify yourself or be destroyed. Hey there friend, we come in peace and mean you no harm. Don't kill us. Or, you attacked our lander, killed our crew, prepare to die. So I don't want to kill him. I'm gonna be nice and say, hey there friend, we come in peace and mean you no harm, instead of attention alien vessel, identify yourself or be destroyed, you know?
Are you sure? Because your statement is often just a more polite way of saying, attention alien vessel, identify yourself or be destroyed. In any event, I am Spotty Captain Fwiffo of the void ship StarRunner, placed here in this planetary system as part of the powerful Earth-powered Star Force, which our master, the Ur-Quan, established here to make sure the Earthlings don't do anything tricky.
I'm sorry, this is just genius. Are you sure? Did you mean attention alien? How did he know? How did he know? What are you doing here on Pluto?
About 20 years ago, this region of space was dominated by a loose confederation known as the Alliance of Free Stars, which was composed of the aliens native to these parts who did not want to be enslaved. They made a valiant effort against the superior Ur-Quan forces. It even looked like they might miraculously defeat the combined Ur-Quan armada, right up to the point at which the Ur-Quan totally defeated, indeed annihilated them.
So what are you doing here on Pluto?
When the Ur-Quan armada entered the system to subjugate formerly the Earthlings, the Ur-Quan presented the humans with the standard slave options. Join the hierarchy as combat roles and retain some autonomy, including the right to travel through space.
Yeah, I know this already.
Or become a fellow species and return to free atomic savagery on the surface of their homeworld, encased for all time beneath an impenetrable force shield. The humans chose the latter option, and so were swiftly imprisoned on the surface of Earth. But the Ur-Quan didn't trust them to obey the restrictions, so they chose a small group of hierarchy combat starships from the Inlet and spotlessly structured the so-called Earth Guard, and stationed them at a base on Earth's moon.
Okay, tell me what you're doing here on Pluto now!
Originally, we were stationed on Earth's moon, which made us Spotty a bit uneasy because with each passing day we grew more and more worried about the sneaky Earthlings making a surprise attack. So the Illrith kept telling us that it was impossible since the Earthlings had no ships or weapons whatsoever. That made us feel a bit better, but when the Illrith left, again we grew fearful and decided to make a strategic redeployment to Mars. Later on we decided it would be prudent to relocate to Jupiter's moon, Ganymede, then later Saturn's moon, Titan, and finally here to Pluto.
Okay, so they're idiots. That took a while. What happened to the Ilra station in the system?
The Ilrat contingent were supposed to be the toughest ridge crest, the most rigid flipper, the backbone of the Earth Guard force. But they departed the system en masse not long after the last Ur-Quan dreadnought vanished from this region of space. They claimed to have received a direct order from their gods of evil and darkness, who had grown dissatisfied with the Ilrat's passivity and wanted them to kill or at least torture someone soon. Personally, I believe they just got bored and went off to have some fun.
Yeah, it makes sense. So the Ilrath, we already met them. It was the spider dude that we killed. They've also mentioned it, but they have their gods, Dogar and Kazon. And they just listen to their gods, Dogar and Kazon, and that's it. There's nothing. It's just Dogar and Kazon. It's that. When do you expect the Ilras to return?
Well, when they were pushing up into hyperspace 18 years ago, we asked them that very question, and I think they said something to the effect of real soon.
What is happening on the base on Luna then? Luna's is Earth's moon.
We decided that if the Earthlings figured out we had abandoned the base on Luna, they would be more likely to try something sneaky. So, we rigged up some old service androids and ordered them to drive around on the lunar surface in bulldozers, endlessly pushing around the same piles of dirt.
Yep.
In addition, we connected the base's local radio transmitter to an audio Melnorme fun rum called Winky's Hot happy night, hoping they would think we were still there.
Clever. What happened to the other spotty ships?
Over the past years, it became necessary to redeploy strategically some of our Earth-Darren forces to our homeworld in case of a sudden surprise attack by a vicious, unrelenting alien race which we spotty call the Ultimate Evil!
How many crew do you have on board?
Dozens, that is to say scores and perhaps even hundreds of my brethren stride through the corridors of this specially modified, super efficient, mass destruction-oriented starship, which could lay siege to an entire planetary system should we choose to do so, which, fortunately for you, we have decided not to do today.
Hundreds? Come on.
I am undone. You are far too clever for a poor stuffy like me, and now I must submit to your superior alien intellect.
Yep.
I guess I am not revealing any truly important secrets if I tell you that each of my species' Lunar-class void ships typically holds 30 stuffy crewmen, though at present my vessel, the StarRunner, is not up to full complement due to the needs of my homeworld in their resistance against the Ultimate Evil. And in fact, my vessel is somewhat understaffed right now, seeing as how I am the only spotter on board, which is a bit frightening, as I am sure you can understand.
Basically, he's alone. The galaxy teems with threatening monsters. Are you happy here, alone and vulnerable?
How true, Captain, how true! In truth, just between us, during the past 7 years, I have been quite ill at ease, and yet now I find myself enjoying your company. This witty dialogue, and the presence of your huge, powerful, death-dealing starship, which, being my friend, you would certainly feel compelled to use in order to save me from any hostile life forms who threatened me with
death. Who or what is this ultimate evil?
As yet, the ultimate evil remains largely unmanifest, and its powers and exact intentions are still a bit obscure, since it lurks just outside the range of even the most sensitive long-range detectors, which we feel gives conclusive evidence as to the ultimate evil's nefarious intent.
Yes, clearly there's an ultimate evil that is just waiting to kill them. But yeah. Why are you still here, Captain Fwiffo?
Since it was our most powerful and unforgiving masters, the Ur-Quan, who stationed us here, we knew it would be grossly stupid to disobey them completely, but we decided it would be okay to send just one ship home. We used one of our most ancient and solemn rituals, Pkunk, to pick the lucky ship. Then, some months later, we decided that it wouldn't really hurt if we sent one more ship home.
You can see where this is going.
And then later we sent another, and then another. Well, you get the idea.
Yeah.
Alas, as fate would have it, when the final ritual was performed, I, Fwiffo, was left here alone. For as even the most immature in wrestling knows, there must always be one spotter who picks the short top run stick.
The short tapoon stick. So basically we're drawing straws. Where are the Ur-Quan now?
Our masters don't really keep us very well informed about their goings-on, so that all we know is that immediately after the subjugation of the last Alliance race, the Hut, I think, the Ur-Quan gathered their dreadnoughts and departed toward the edge of the galaxy, commanding us to obey the slave laws or face their wrath when they returned.
Do you know anything about other alien races?
We only know bits and pieces of what happened to each race. For instance, when defeated, the Yahat joined the hierarchy as combat thralls, while the Cyrene chose to be slave-shielded on a planet in the Bugsquirt star system. No, that's not right. I forget its name. Anyway, where was I? Oh yes, the Shafixti. They were utterly wiped out in a gigantic blaze of glory.
Okay, not Nug Squirt, Bug Squirt, Cyrene. It's not Bug Squirt. It's a little different from that. But yeah, let's just keep that there for now. And the Shofixti died. So that's interesting. He says the Shofixti went down in a blaze of glory. The Shofixti are tiny little rats, and their ship actually has you have a normal attack and a special attack. Normal attack is a tiny little dart, just pew pew. And the special attack is actually, you have to click it 3 times, once, twice, and the third time you hit it, you actually explode and deal a ton of damage if you're close to an enemy ship. So they're basically suicide bombers, pretty much. What do you mean Blaze of Glory? What happened to the Shofixti?
The Shofixti were half feral, as you know, having been uplifted by the Yahat just a few decades before the start of the war. Given their habit of detonating those suicidal so-called glory devices in combat, it came as no particular surprise to me when, upon the arrival of the Ur-Quan primary task force at their homeworld, the Shofixti caused their sun to explode in a colossal supernova, destroying the entire planetary system, and not incidentally dozens of Ur-Quan dreadnoughts.
Was that him laughing? Snork, snork, snork. What about yourself, Fwiffo?
Me? You mean me, personally? Oh, nice of you to ask! I was born a poor green incrusting, the youngest child of a family of 18,487. My male parents had to work hard to support us, very hard. But each of my brothers and sisters and I tried to help out to make ends meet. The female parent was kind and sweet to all of us. Why, she once even called me by name. She said, "Fwiffo, Fwiffo, would you please answer the door? I'll put someone through." What a treat, a golden memory. I swiftly matured into a fine example of my species with my parents' assistance, achieved independence. Specifically, they pried me from the door jamb and rolled me into the street. Thus prepared, I set out to make my fortune. I had great dreams in those days. Yes, great dreams. I knew that someday I would be vastly rich, wealthy enough to afford a large, well-fortified mansion. Surrounding my mansion would be vast tracts of land through which I could slide at any time I wished. Of course, one can never be too sure that there aren't monsters hiding just behind the next bush. So I would plant trees to climb at regular, easy-to-reach intervals. And being a spotty of the world, I would know that some monsters climb trees, though often not well, so I would have my servants place in each tree a basket of correct stones. Not too heavy, not too light, just the right size for throwing at monsters. I was thinking about what color the stones would be painted. Aqua, mauve, or magenta, when a vegetable cart came careening down the street outside my house and knocked me unconscious. When I awoke, I was aboard the void ship StarRunner headed for Earth. Apparently, I had been out of my head for quite some time after the accident, and with the assistance of some kind strangers, had been relieved of my funds and convinced to join the Navy, where I have been unpleasantly employed for the last 25 years.
And what do we learn from that? Never ask a Spothy about anything about himself, because he'll just fucking tell you his entire life story, so you can fucking see. There's more. More! Okay. Yeah.
Maybe.
Alright. So, I can kill him, which is really stupid. Or, I'm sure you'd feel a lot safer if you were with us. Come on, Fwiffo, join our fleet!
Happy days
And jubilation!
Happy days and jubilation! I discard all prejudice and hesitations and accept and celebrate your offer of protection and your undying commitment to my well-being. I must wax melancholy for just a moment though, and make sure you understand that any other spotty ships we meet at large in the galaxy are not going to be quite so responsive to your friendly gestures as myself, since they bear more heavily the yoke of Ur-Quan enslavement and are also apt to talk themselves out of allying with a totally unknown alien, which I, having been left here alone, cannot do. Welcome me aboard, Captain.
So yeah, now we got a Spothy looter, as you can see at the right side, right over here. We got a Spothy looter, which is absolutely lovely. And that was Fwiffo, which is totally the best character ever. We're never gonna talk to him again, but that was it, and that was his life story. One of the most wonderful things, funnest things that there are, I think, in this game. Absolutely love it. It's great. And no, I'm pretty sure this planet has nothing in it. What was it? It was, where the hell? Yellow, orange. Actually kept, orange is good, so this is kind of orange, so wow, okay, I'm fast. Okay, maybe we'll try. Yeah, because this is not a gas giant. That's a problem. The planets are too big or gas giants, which is bad. But this should be some, maybe just a little bit. Yeah, that's a little bit. But look at the weather. That's the fucking problem. Temperature is 457, and the weather is class 8, which means if we jump in, we're instantly evaporated, pretty much. So it is not going to be very wise to try and go on this planet at all. It's just no. Let's not do that. So yeah, we're gonna just leave. We're gonna go to. We could actually visit Earth if you want. There's not much to see here. It just kind of sucks. You can't auto scan it because it's under the shield, and the gravity is exactly 1g, and 1 Earth units are something. The mass is also 1 Earth units. The day is 1 day. And the tectonics and weather are roughly 2, which is okay. Temperature is 22, comfortable, and 1 atmosphere, and orbit is 1 AU. So it's Earth, you know, and we can't do anything about it. So let's go to the starbase and talk to the starbase commander.
Captain, I'm glad you made it back in one piece.
Yeah, I have minerals to offload. Well, I'm just gonna take those and just a little bit.
Light load this time, Captain.
Oh, shut up. Before proceeding, I need some additional background information.
Certainly, Captain.
Oh, okay, no.
Be careful.
So we got a little bit of RUs, really not much. And we can outfit the starship, which the only thing I want to do is just raise the fuel by a little bit, because that's all we can do. And then we can exit this menu, go to the shipyard, and actually put up some crew, and also fill up the crew for the Spathioluter, which is perfectly fine. Alright, so now that we've done all of that, we can finally leave this system entirely and go and try and find some minerals, really. So I'm gonna make another save over here. Resources gathering. So again, I wrote down 2 places that are pretty good, and the cool thing is that you could go to the star map and just write it down. So we know where the Spathi are and where the Ilrath are because we met them, and once you meet a race, you immediately know where they are. Now, this area that you can see right now is the area that I can directly go to through hyperspace. So all the way up to here is where I could go with half of my fuel, which means that if I go all the way up to here, I'll be able to go back to Sol, to where I am right now, easily. It makes sense, right? And the rest of it, I won't be able to go back because I won't have enough fuel and I have to find some other way to fuel. So I don't want to really leave this area right now because I don't have any other way of getting fuel other than just going back to my starbase. And I'm going to look for Alpha Ptolemy, which is over there. So this is Alpha Ptolemy. This is the Ptolemy system right here. If you can see where, I don't know if you can see where my cursor is, but this is Alpha Ptolemy. So I could go over here. This is Beta Ptolemy. And this is Gamma. Can I zoom in? Yeah, I can actually zoom in, which is pretty cool. So yeah, this is Alpha Ptolemy. And what we could also do is look at the other place, the Gickless, which is over here. So Gickless is a little bit in this area. And we are here in Sol. So let's go back to Ptolemy. Okay. It's not that far away. We could also go, usually you go to the stars that are closer to you, but you don't want to waste too much. You don't want to go all the way there and all the way there. You want to go to constellations. So Centauri is okay, but it's really not amazing, which is where we're kind of gonna not go there. We can drop by. I'm not sure how much there is in Sirius. I remember not a lot. So I think we'll just go over to Gickless and try and get whatever we can there. And, you know, the worst case scenario will go back and forth. So I press enter and it plots an automatic course, which is, you know, fastest line between 2 dots is just a straight line. We're going to go to there, and now when I press shift, we're going to go back to this, and autopilot is engaged, if you can see at the top. And it literally just flies directly there without needing for my engagement. Now, there is no fast travel, so we are going to have a little bit of time at hyperspace. And what happens when you leave the system, you go into hyperspace, as you can see, is red, and has his own music. Every screen has his own music, and that's my ship in HD, which looks weird. The ship in not HD was a little bit fatter in hyperspace. But yeah, this shouldn't take that much time, but please notice the fuel on the right side is going down, and also the time is moving. So right now we're in March 18th, March 19th. That's moving as well, and that is again relevant because time is relevant in this game. On top of that, the reason that it's not instant and there's not, instant travel, there's a good reason for that. And the reason for that is that Gickless collecting. And the reason for that is you could actually encounter other ships in hyperspace, and they could actually get at you, and you usually can't see what's coming. It might be allies or enemies, just other ships. So it was Ptolemy VII, which means the 7th. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's still one before last. So it's the big one over there. The one that just rotated, the gray one. And it is... We're in Gickless. No, we're Ptolemy. Okay, 7A. A means the first moon, if I'm correct in my spacefaringness. Yeah, so it's the first moon. It's supposed to be really good for taking resources. So let's check if that's true. Planetary orbit. So this is an auric world, and it is... Yeah, there you can see planet at the top right. You can see planet VIIA. So that's a lot of yellow, and the tectonics and weather is fine, and the temperature is minus, so it's not fire, basically. We don't care about minus. And you can see that that's really nice, actually. Yellow is like 6, which is really, really sweet. So we're just going to collect as much as we can of this. Luckily, it's a really nice planet, actually. So it's very calming activity. Up, you collect some gold. Most of it is gold, I'm assuming. Nom nom. And I really like the fact that they did that. It really helps that when you collect something, it's such a quality of life. You really can't understand how much quality of life is that. You usually in the original game, when you pick up something, when you touch something, then it'll just collect the entire thing, and not leave half of it if you don't have room in your actual ship at the bottom right. And that's huge because it means there's actually so much more minerals on this planet than originally, because or either that because you max out, or you just at this point, like I have right now, which is almost full, you just have to go back, and that just means less fuel. Because every time I break the boundary of you go in, it just takes roughly 1 fuel. And when I say roughly 1 fuel, I do mean roughly 1 fuel, because though we only see a big number in terms of we just see fuel 44, it's 44 point something. So they do keep point something. Crew obviously is a whole number, but in terms of fuel, they do keep point something. So that is quite a lot, which is great. And we can actually look, if we go back, we could do manifest and cargo, and note that we have only 200 free more other than that. So that's not a ton. We can make another save at the Gickless collecting. And now we could just try and find a little bit more. So this is a process of just going into planets. And this is a red planet, so it probably has crap. Yeah, it does. It has complete and utter crap. It's a process of looking through places, And we should look for yellow, orange, and those types. So there are green stuff in here, but it's mostly blue. And blue sucks, right? If I go to manifest into the cargo, blue is 4, which is not really that great. On top of that, if we go to the scan, tectonics 2. Now, the problem is the green stuff. I want green stuff, but I don't know exactly what they are. So I'm gonna make a save. Now, green stuff are biological. In 90% of the cases, though, they're things that move, and when they touch your ship, they hurt it, which is bad. So, and right now my little dispatcher, which can get better with upgrades, sucks. So, Let's see. Okay, they're gonna start moving around, or maybe they're stationary. If they're stationary, oh, it's actually green stuff, and green stuff is 5. Oh, wait, I'm an idiot. Those are, yeah. I thought those are. I'm an idiot. I thought wrong. Okay, that's awesome. Actually, I thought there was biological things, but there weren't. And as you can notice, the size of the thing doesn't actually indicate how much is there. As you can see, I'm collecting. They seem pretty big, but they have like nothing. They're like 4, 8. Not a very big amount. And no, I'm not gonna collect ones because they just suck completely. There's no point in doing that. So that was good. And what we're doing right now, this is the part that I want to minimize, at least somewhat. We're gonna have to do it. It's part of the game, and for me it's fun. I mean, it's very calming for me. But I can see how it's not the most interesting thing in the world. And so most people, not the most interesting thing in the world. But there are a ton of stars. The middle one is a gas giant, which you can't even go land on it, or it's because it's a gas giant. There's nothing to land there. Maybe you can land on it, but it's really crappy. Yeah, this is crap. This is a crap place. Let's just try and see what happens. Yeah, it's a gas giant, and you can't. You can't. It sounds like a fart. You can't because it's a gas giant, which means that there's no surface to the planet. It's made of gas, right? That's crap. All of it is crap. Okay, that's pretty good, but the weather in tectonics is pretty severe. It's 3 and 4, which is okay, but not that great. Now, it does have yellow stuff, which are pretty damn good. So I'm gonna save and see how it goes. I press navigate again. Why do I do that? I need to get used to the menus. With time, you get so used to the menus that you just do things like automatically. Oh, okay. These are biological stuff. Okay, it's a different type of thing. Okay, let's just see how this goes. I might just completely get blown, which is bad. Okay, that's terrible. Okay, so these are. Okay, good. Okay. Okay. Oh, fuck. Okay. Okay, and they have barely any. Okay, I'm full, and the biological data is crap here. It's like really crap. So I don't mind losing crew that much, but let's. I just want to see the manifest. I didn't even look. So the green ones are just a little bit worse, and I have 100 more. So I could actually let's max out here, and go back to Sol. Honestly, I'm not even gonna bother with the biological data because it really sucks. Ow! Don't do that. No. I lied. Maybe I'll regret it. I don't know. How much more do I have? The question is how much do I get in with every full take? Cargo. About 50, I'm assuming. So let's dispatch one more time and collect all of these things and get the hell out of here. How about that? All right. Please don't die, please don't die, please don't die. Oh, don't do that. Stop doing that. No. Please. Okay, that's it. That's good enough. I have like one more. I'm not gonna even bother. Exit menu, manifest, cargo. Yeah, we got 18 left, which is fine. It's a good amount. That's a good amount of everything. So let's save the game. Back to Sol. So yeah, that was a decent one, and it should actually give us, if we go back to Sol. Not serious. What the hell? Not serious. You are not serious. Sol. So that should give us a good amount of RUs. I don't know exactly how much, but a full cargo of pretty decent stuff. It should give us a couple thousand, and that couple of thousand. That's the annoying thing. By the way, when you start autopilot, it's not smart. It'll just go forward until it leaves the constellation that you're in. And sometimes it is easier to leave if I turned around and left, just went directly left, I would have gotten out much faster than doing all of this. Now, luckily, going not in hyperspace, like where we were now, doesn't cost a lot of fuel, so it doesn't really matter. It's just a little annoying and a little time-consuming, but it's no big deal. In any case, it knows how to do the perfect line, which is impossible for human hands, because human hands you could go only in the 8 directions, like straight up, straight left, you know, northwest, east, south, and the in-betweens, because I only have 4 directional keys. But this, the autopilot knows how to go in a direct line that is perfect in order to reach your destination. And again, hyperspace costs a lot of fuel. So yeah, let's go back to Seoul and see how much we actually got, and definitely not max out, but that's not what we're aiming to do. We're aiming to just finish up our spaceship just a little bit, especially in terms of the thrusters. We got all the turning jets, but we want the thrusters because it'll just allow us to move faster.
Welcome back, Captain.
I have minerals to offload. Let's see how much that gives us. Okay, that's a
Excellent work, Captain.
yeah. Thank you.
Return.
Okay, bye bye. He looks so nice in HD. So outfit starship. We're gonna raise all the fuel to maximum, and we're gonna go to modules and build this and build this and build this, and we're out of fucking RUs. Jesus Christ. So we need more of everything. It costs quite a lot to do everything. I guess we could try and get another storage bay, which should allow us to get more stuff. Oh god, no. Right. So if I remove this, we'll have, which is one of the thrusters, we'll have another storage bay, which is double the amount, you know. So yeah, let's try that, I guess. And shipyard, let's go and get some more crew. Now note the crew right now costs 3 RUs, which is fine. If I take too much, it'll eventually become, you know, a really bad number. It'll go up, but it's not that big of a deal. And you need like 1,000 in order to actually upset it, like make it go up. So the other one was Gickless Constellation, and Gickless is going to be a little bit more interesting actually, because first of all, it's much closer to the Ilrath, as you can see, and I really don't want to fight the Ilrath right now because it'll wreck me. But well, we might meet someone else. Let's just say that, and that's a good thing because we want to meet people. People, alien races, you know. So okay, a little bit of resource collection. I might actually do a little bit more resource collection later on, off camera, because of just it being not the greatest thing in the world to show. The majority of this game is talking to other races and maybe a little bit of combat, which is fun. But this is definitely a part of it, and yeah, it's nice. You could actually, like he said, you could spend a year collecting resources, and what he meant is a year in terms of actual time. So we started roughly in March, and it was February, then it jumped to March because it took them time, and now we're in April. So take a close look at that amount of time, and remember that that's important. Alright. So we immediately see other ships, okay? We immediately see ships. That's interesting, isn't it? So we're gonna be, this is Ptolemy. This is Ptolemy. Pkunk. Yeah. So let's actually go directly to where we need to, in the way they'll talk to us, I assure you. So it's VIIB. So it's the 7th, the second moon. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, one before the last again. It's that giant green thing, and it's his moon. So let's just go. They don't seem to mind me being here for now, which is nice. And there's a couple more of them, and it's B, so it's the second moon, so it's the red one. And there you go. Okay, right now, every single ship in this area wants to come meet me. So let's do that. So that is when someone meets you, you have two things. If you know that they are allies, you'll just immediately talk to them. But if they're enemies, you'll hear that that you just heard. Yes, that's the sound. So encounter an Alpha Gickless planet VII, and we can attack them directly, which we will not do, and we can converse with them. So let's converse with them.
Welcome to our home stars. We are the Pkunk. Pkunk we are. Seekers of the deepest truths, askers of interesting and significant questions. Even now, a question of great transcendental significance comes up into our minds. Who are you and what do you want?
So these are Pkunk. They're highly mystical creatures. They're bird-like, and they look crazy. They have large nose beaks, and yeah. We're friendly beings who seek to establish friendly relations with your species.
Although we Pkunk have no rank, no pecking order, no arbitrary scheme of dominance, we do recognize that some of the souls in this universe have lived many lives, while others are but spiritual chickadees. I, Captain, have lived 38 lives, a paltry number compared to those wise and ancient souls who guide our race. You must consult them, Captain. They will help you to understand yourself, and in doing so, understand others, who in turn may or may not understand other things. Seek those wild birds at our home world, at Gamma Kruger 1. They have all the answers.
So, Gamma Kruger 1, this is the Pkunk. Yeah, and I should also, we should go talk to the Pkunk. They're actually really nice people. We're dedicated to finding the Ur-Quan hierarchy, can you help us? Hey, Bird Brains, got any Fruit Loops? Har har har. We'll ask that in a second.
See the wise ones at our home world, Captain. Go to Gamma Kruger.
Okay. Hey, Bird Brains, got any Fruit Loops?
Ah, an insult. A sometimes necessary and constructive release of tension. Now perhaps you feel better and we can deal with your real problems.
Wow, that's a really mature way. You must obey my command, prevent my every whim. Well, I don't want them to attack me. And though they're the nicest things ever, they might actually attack me, so yeah. We are seekers of truth, enlighten us!
Ah, vague omens and mysterious portents. Tangled webs of fate, intertwined with the branches of destiny, blown by the capricious winds of happenstance. News, actually there is some news. It just so happens that it has come to our attention that Joga and Kazon, the two gods of the Iraq, may actually be a hoax. We don't know who this hoax would have been perpetrated by, but it seems someone has used these fictitious gods to send the Iraq down on us.
Oh, that sucks. Well, Diddy calls, must go now.
Yes, by all means, if duty is calling. I am sure we'll see each other again. Perhaps when the stars are aligned in an appropriate configuration. Yes, my inner voice is telling me that is correct. When the stars align, Captain.
Bye, Pkunk! So yeah, they're fucking crazy and adorable. And the one that's like a because if there's a lot of ships, then you'll actually talk to all of them. And the one that you just talked to vibrates a little bit and just stays there, so that you won't be able to talk to him again instantly. They're trying to help, basically. Alright, so now we're on Alpha Gickless Planet VIBB. Now let's check that out. That seems pretty good. Class 1 weather, tectonic class 2, so it seems really nice. Let us save. And then go check out Gamma Kruger 1 and talk to them. So, Ptolemy Pkunk. Yeah. And dispatch. There is still one question if the green ones actually move around. Okay, yeah, so they do move around. But they don't seem that hostile. In terms of they don't shoot me or anything. But they suck. I mean, the amount of biological data that I get out of them is incredibly low. Which sucks. So again, biological data is just another type of another type of currency. If I actually go into it and touch it, it'll, wow, there's a lot of stuff in here. I will actually lose HB crew members, which I don't want to do, so we're not going to do that. And wow, there's a lot of stuff on this planet. Okay. There you go. Not the easiest thing to maneuver this thing. I also have to watch my fuel and everything. And you can notice that the crew, I actually have 50 crew, and every time I send them, it actually goes down. So the counter actually goes down. You can actually see it go down, which is nice. Doo-doo-doo. One of the things that's amazing about this game is that it is so vibrant with color. It has so many colors. All of the colors. Usually you have some kind of, I'd say, theme in a game, or some kind of a color palette, really. Oh, okay, that's what, right on top of it, but it didn't actually kill me, which is good. Oh, that one gave me a little bit more bio data, which is nice. Usually you have a color palette, you know, the design, when a designer comes up to a game, they have a color palette. And this game doesn't really seem like they do. They just went crazy with everything. But it works very well, and it makes a lot of sense for the simple reason that this is space, and you meet so many different races that each of them is completely different on its own. And that's why it's a space game, so there's really just everything, every color you can imagine, and it works really, really well. So let's actually take a look at our cargo. We have free a ton. Remember that we got another cargo bay. So we should try and get a little bit more what we can. Okay. They might randomly decide to talk to me again, which might actually be bad. So yeah. Tectonics class 4, which is not the greatest thing, but these are all just gray. I do want to try though, because biological data is actually important, and yeah, collecting. Biological data is actually important, so let's just see what's in here and hope we won't die. Okay, so these are like flowers. And they give us crap. What does this? Oh god, ow, okay. So now they're chasing me, and they're faster than me, and no. Just no. So as you can see, there are actually things that will kill you, which you don't want to do. So yeah. Not interesting. Now the Pkunk, you've noticed that everybody tried to talk to me suddenly. Everybody just like, it was literally just, you need an exclamation mark and it'll be exactly the same. Yeah, Tectonic 7, weather 4, fuck this planet. So that happens, and it happened once, but it is kind of on a timer in terms of it might actually happen again. And also I might just run into them by mistake. Usually when you go through, usually when you go through a star system, it makes a lot of sense to go from the outside in, or the other way around, doesn't really matter. But Tectonics 8, why? And there's nothing on this planet. It makes a lot of sense to do that because you want to keep tabs of where you are. But it's kind of staggering to think about how many planets there are in this game. I mean, really, if you think about how many planets there are in this game, it is kind of ridiculous. And if I'm going through the rings, I'm going through the third one first. Because yeah, I did the first, the second, now it's the third. It's scary to think about the amount of stuff, because note that this is one star system with a lot of planets. Some of these planets have moons, and there are tons of these. And these are really big ones, but again, that's like the first one, so these are actually crap, and I really don't want them. And now I'll be in that direction when I step out, which is funny. It's always nice to do. Actually, you know what? I'll just go from top to bottom because it'll just be faster. Whoa! Okay, that's one of the funny things about about navigating. That when you zoom in and zoom out on the constellation, which happens as you can tell by me just navigating. Wow, Tectonics is 8. What's red? How good is red? Not even. Just no. and when you zoom in and out, and sometimes the actual amount that is per area of the screen, yeah, I saw that happening. Converse.
Do not be frightened. We are powerful creatures, yes, but we could not hurt you any more than we could squish the helpless pootworm. We love the pootworm. We are one with the pootworm. We are one with you. Of course you realize this means you are one with the pootworm. Rejoice! To be one with the pootworm is to be alive! And why not be alive? Is that not what living is for?
Jesus Christ. Yeah, duty calls must go.
Yes, by all means.
Okay. Lovely. So yeah, so sometimes you just suddenly move faster and it's weird to... And it takes a second to go, oh god, I'm gonna die. And it takes a second to readjust yourself because, whoa, suddenly you're just moving faster. That is a crappy planet filled with nothing. Why are you a crappy planet filled with nothing? See, I should have checked out more specific planets, or like better systems, and I didn't. I just took like 2 of them, and I thought, yeah, that'll be enough. I'll just go through the systems. I'll be fine. And then this happens. I gotta say, I'm enjoying the HD graphics. It's nice. It's cute. Okay, this one. Oh, there you go. It's also the color of the what's it called? Jesus Christ, I don't know what it's called. Okay, so that's just a little bit, and its temperature and weather is scary, but it's 2 crystals, so it's worth just trying to grab that. 9 true crystals, which is like 200 RUs, so it's worth it. Almost 200 RUs. 2 crystals are just that worth it. I guess maybe I should try and use the yellow, orange, green, and then red, because it might actually help me. I did those 4, and now it's kind of... The red... Wait, the red one is the one that... No, the red one is the one that I didn't try yet. So it should... Oh god, it's a glass giant. So yeah, there's nothing more here. We could go directly to Kruger, I think. So those are Pkunk, and as you can see, the Ur-Quan and Pkunk are at the same area, and that means that if I go in this area in hyperspace, I might meet Pkunk, and if I go into the Ur-Quan, I might meet Ur-Quan in hyperspace, but also in constellations. So let's try and get to... What the hell is it? I keep looking over there. Gamma Kruger. So Gamma Kruger, which is over there. And as you can see, it is in LF, half an LF space. So we're gonna do that, but we're gonna save right now and go to the Pkunk homeworld. So yeah, I'm gonna just use these 10 saves. I think that should be enough. There's way more, maybe 15. Let's go to 15. Pkunk homeworld. Yeah. So let's talk to the Pkunk. Everybody lost. The Ur-Quan won, and that means that the Pkunk are actually battle thralls. But as you can say, they're so nice that they don't actually attack me, which is adorable. And he said it's a Gamma Kruger 1, so it's the first one. The homeworld that actually, if you take a look, kind of slightly looks like Earth. Well, a little bit. And now they're all jumping on me, but I don't want you to talk. There's a lot of them, but I want to talk to the homeworld itself, and this is talking to the homeworld. And yes, that means there are infinite Pkunk, so if I attack, I will eventually lose the game, because there's an infinite amount of Pkunk here. Actually, I could escape, but yeah, there's an infinite amount of Pkunk here. Okay, let's talk to them.
What? A spirit voice rings within my soul. It tells me that I must give you something. Something to aid you on your noble quest. What, spirit? What must we give this young human? Mineral resources? No.
Aww.
Important secret?
Yes!
No.
Aww.
Starship?
Yes!
No.
Aww.
Then what is it, spirit? Spit it out. What? That there? Are you sure? Okay, here you go, Captain. Take this clear spindle. It is an ancient and powerful device. built by the precursor hundreds of thousands of years ago.
Okay.
What does it do, you ask? I haven't the slightest idea. Auspicious portents and serendipitous omens have foretold your arrival. Welcome, alien guests, to the home of the gentle and playful Pkunk, children of the cosmic light, hobgoblins of joy, seekers of spiritual truth, and other neat stuff like that.
And other neat stuff like that. Avast, delinquent alien birds, you're now being conquered. Submit. Not smart to say that. Perhaps I should introduce myself. I'm Captain KOKOStern, in command of the Koko ship. In command of the Koko ship. I should change that to Koko ship. Because the is already there. Yeah, that's stupid of me.
Yes, we know all that. We are not known throughout the galactic sector as powerful psychics for nothing. Of course, we already know the answer to this next question too, but we enjoy conversation.
Aww.
Why have you come here?
But we enjoy conversation. We have come to your homeworld to offer you aid and assistance. The vessel and its crew are at your service.
I am forming a psychic link with you. I sense that you refer to our conflict with the Ur-Quan.
Indeed.
I sense that you are offering to venture single-handedly deep into Ur-Quan space and do battle with their vast numbers. And I can see that you give not even a thought to the danger you would be in. You are noble indeed, and I accept your offer of aid. But in spirit alone, the karmic burden of your gruesome death would be too great.
Aww.
Still, I say thank you, Captain.
Aww.
Let us unite and form an alliance.
Yay!
We will provide you with all of the crew, ships, and resources you desire.
Yes.
We will give you... Wait!
What?
I sense that you are offended by our crass material offer.
No!
Yes, I am ashamed. Any warmongering species could offer this. We are the Pkunk, children of the stellar breeze. We shall give you what all others could not, the greatest of gifts. We shall give you our love. Ah, you are speechless. Do not talk now. I can feel the energy connecting us. Let us part while the silence remains. Farewell. But wait, before we go, as a small token of our love, not as a material gift, mind you, we give you 4 of our meager ships, fully crewed. Good luck.
Fucking Pkunk are fucking retarded. Jesus fucking Christ. Well, yeah, so they're, it's nice that I'm actually, because you don't have the captain, but you can think about what the captain is actually feeling. I see that you're speechless. Well, yeah, so I am. This is the captain's window. I should probably do like an overlay with like a ship behind me or something. And that was actually the feeling that you get when you fucking Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, but at least they give me 4 ships, and let me tell you, the Pkunk ships are amazingly good and incredibly useful. And there's no other way to get them. And these are the only ships that you will ever get, so if I scrape them, I'm screwed. And so they will remain in my fleet forever, pretty much, because they're awesome. But also the Pkunks are fucking stupid sometimes. Okay, so we're gonna move a little bit away and back in to talk to them again.
Captain, we've been expecting you, of course. In fact, you're here because we wished you to be here.
Clearly.
By channeling our psychic energies through a trans-dimensional flux inducer, we were able to affect the low-frequency stream of a soul particle such as yourself and direct its course.
Yes.
The only thing is, we can't remember why we brought you here.
Idiots. Would you mind if I ask you a few things about the Elrath? Goodbye, or suddenly I find myself curious about your species?
Not at all. We are, after all, a fascinating species.
Yes.
Of course, modesty prevents me from talking at length. Although perhaps if you were to ask me specific questions, propriety might be better served.
Yeah, so we can tell you the history of the Pkunk.
Ah, an intelligent question. But where to begin? Surely you know that we Pkunk were once one and the same species as the Yeehaw.
I did not know that.
Yes, it's true. We were once brutal birds of prey, oblivious to the mysteries of crystal magic or the 7 dimensions of psychic beings. It was not until Weeny Winky Binky Birdie sat on the mystical egg of ice-like temperature and gave the original squawk, ruff, 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 that our transformation began. It was the squawk, ruff, 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 that triggered the harmonic oscillations that would lead us to become the enlightened avians that we are.
What about the A-Hot? Are you friendly?
That depends on how you define friendly. We love our yay-hot brethren, whereas they open fire on our vessels on sight.
Oh.
Fortunately, our psychic abilities allow us to sense the deep, abiding love, and yes, even shyness in our yay-hot brothers and sisters. How we must have hurt them when we left so long ago. Soon, though, it will be time for the loving reunion, as our destiny is fulfilled, and we are once again reunited as one people.
What are some things you can tell me about your culture?
Just off the top of my beak, I suppose I would say that our culture could be defined as the ultimate unification, or oneness, if you will, of the extra-dimensional convergent chakra being energies to form a togetherness self, which both is and is not a combination of the now essence.
Do you refer to the now essence as the extension of the cosmic whole, or as a subset of the totality of oneness?
An excellent question. The answer is in itself an answer containing the explanation you seek. And more. Let me say, the revelation includes the mysteries of pyramid power, which is merely a subset of the greater and more general quantum power. UFOs and FOs are significant, but their role should not be overplayed. I'm sorry, but I can be no more specific than that.
So, birds are full of shit. And yes, that means bird shit. Is it true that you can really see into the future?
Yes, it's a quest. A vision comes upon me. A shining light. A crack in the egg. A swirling vortex. A tunnel. I see my past lives. Your past lives. More shining light. Ah, there it is now, the future. It's coming in clearer. Yes, I see tears. Tears of joy. They are coming from our yay-hot brothers and sisters who welcome us back to the nest. Wings outstretched, beaks stuffed with grubs. Soon we shall return. Soon.
I'd love to hear more about your culture, but would you look at the time? Bye!
Yes, you are right. I should be careful not to overwhelm you with my psychic intensities.
Yes.
Perhaps we could talk about something less overwhelming.
How about less interesting? Would you mind if I ask you about things about the Ur-Wrath, which is actually interesting?
Why should we mind? We bear the spidery creatures no ill will.
Yeah, but they wouldn't kill you.
Without darkness, there is no light. Without death, there is no birth. And thanks to the Ur-Wrath, there's lots of birth.
One way of looking at it, at least they're positive. It's just my impression, but they seem rather hostile. Why is that?
We have delved most deeply into the dark and greasy heart of the Ur-Wrath. And what do you suppose we found there?
Evil?
Well, we found a torpid, vile, malign, odious, spiteful spirit. Right, no surprises there.
Yeah.
What did surprise us, though, was what we saw when we regressed into the past lives. It turns out that in their last lives, the Ur-Wrath were all shining beings of pure light and blissful love. They had reached the pinnacle of spiritual evolution and could go no further. They were perfection. And then, somehow, they got just a tiny bit better, and wham! They were all of a sudden totally evil. Wouldn't you know it? Get too perfect and you wrap right around to evil. That's why we Pkunk strive to be perfect, but always do little bad and annoying things to keep from ending up like the Ur-Wrath.
Can't argue with that. When was it that they started attacking you?
That's easy. It was exactly 27,000 rotations of the 7th planet in the house of Pkunk. Before the first alignment of the auspicious constellation of Bit with the heavenly body of Shamlasul, which was really only a partial alignment. I guess you would say 8 years ago.
How are you faring in the fight against them?
We have calculated that at our present rate of attrition, we will exist only on the spiritual plane in a matter of a year or so.
That's bad.
Of course, the physical realm does hold a certain coarse attraction, a material quaintness, if you will. We will be somewhat disappointed to have to leave it.
They don't want to die. Is there any way to stop the Ur-Rat?
An interesting question. The answer would be yes. If some benign and loving, yet incredibly destructive and powerful force were to simultaneously rip off all of their legs and drop their putrid egg sacs into steaming pools of molten metal, that would have the desired result of ending the conflict. But I jest. Of course, I'll bear the Ur-Rat no ill will.
Sure.
How could I, when I'm filled only with love?
God, they're so full of shit. Let's talk about something
Yes,
else.
you're right. Why dwell on the heinous Ur-Rat when we could speak of flowers, rainbows, fairies, and crystal magic? Did you know, for example, that there is an invisible fairy spirit at this moment sitting on your head and making humorous faces at me? Ah, the mysteries of the universe. Try to understand them, but can you? No, they're mysteries.
Goodbye, guys. See you later.
Oh, well.
Alright, so those are the Pkunk. Yeah, they're kind of fucking crazy. But that's okay. Whatever. That's fine. So, this is nice. Let's just do this one. Red is decent, right? Red is decent and it's better than orange. No, orange is way better. Okay, red is crap, orange is good. I was mistaken. Severely mistaken. But this does have tectonics, so collecting again. Yeah, you want to have a lot of saves because you want to be able to go back when you fuck up something royally, and you want to be able to go back quite a lot, So, because things could go wrong. Let's just say that. I want just this and that one. Yeah, why not? Let's try. Maybe it'll be worth it because orange is pretty damn good. Take the red ones because whatever, and that is good enough. None of the other ones are orange. And it's actually really nice that you could tell between orange and red because previously that was a lot harder than it looks right now. Alright, so basically what I'm going to do is collect a little bit more resources. We're coming up to like an hour and 10, which is usually I try to keep this around an hour. I'm going to collect a little bit more resources and go back to Sol. And I'm gonna do that a little bit off camera because not to bore you too much. I'm mainly just collecting resources in the nearing planets. That's the only thing that I'm doing. I'm not gonna meet any races. I'll make sure to not meet any races or talk to anyone or advance the story in any way. And I'll probably finish the make a save right before we go into the starbase. So I'm only collecting resources off camera. That's the only thing that I'm doing in order to not bore you too much. Right? Because that could take like an hour to collect resources and stuff. Yeah. And that's it. That was Fwiffo and the Pkunk. Next time we're gonna power up our ship a little bit and start exploring other areas and find a couple of other races and see what's going on. And other than that, there's one more thing that I have to show you. Actually, we now have the killer spindle. We have nothing to do with it. I don't know what the fuck that is. I mean, we don't know what that is yet. It's just a precursor item that the Pkunk just gave us, which doesn't really help for now. But yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.